I've just started your file mechanics 2 for this semester, and we just started the third module, that is art pressure theory chapter. As the prerequisite of this chapter is shear strength of soil, we have discussed in the previous classes the shear strength of soil part. Today I will discuss about art pressure theory. I I will just give you some primary idea of art pressure. That is, what is art pressure, what is the significance of art pressure in soil mechanics, like that. Okay, the concept about art pressure and all those things we will discuss in the next classes. Yeah, I think you can see the notes. I think you can see the notes. I have started the presentation of your notes. This note I will send you over mail. Okay, and total lecture will send you. The video lecture will send you. The link I will send. You may listen all those things. If the audio is not clear, there will be no problem. Okay, just try to listen carefully. If there is some audio problem due to network issue, then in that video lecture you can listen all those things. Okay, okay, okay. Now, earth pressure, the name itself signifies that the pressure that is coming from the earth. Here, earth means nothing but the soil. Earth means the earth means the upper surface of earth. That is the upper crust of earth. That is actually the name earth signifies in soil mechanics. And here we are just uh, taking the word earth as soil or soil crust, soil layer um, at the surface of earth. That is actually earth meaning of earth in the concept of earth pressure. Okay, that means the earth pressure means that the pressure coming from the soil or the soil layer, that is earth pressure. Now you just can understand from the example of some other material, not soil. That is, we can take an example of water or any solid object. If we can say what is pressure is pressure coming from any other object. I think you can say that the pressure is actually the total force or total weight coming from that object divided by the surface area on that the pressure is acting, or the force is acting. Force divided by area, we know that that is the definition of pressure. Now in this case, in case of earth pressure, the effective weight of soil, effective weight means the that weight that is uh, coming from the soil, that is actually the weight or the force coming from the soil. Okay, now if we divide that force or weight by the surface area of the soil on which the force or the weight is acting, then we can derive the value of pressure, and that is actually earth pressure. Now the mathematical expression, you may uh, remember that for any pressure, water pressure. Maybe at you want to determine the pressure at any point under water. You may have this equation. This is some old equation you have heard or studied in your physics class. That is rho multiplied by g multiplied by h. I am just highlighting the part, that is rho multiplied by g multiplied by h. This is the pressure at any point under any object. That may be water, that may be other liquid substance, or maybe some solid substance. Here rho is the density, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h is the depth of the point from the surface of any object at which we are calculating the pressure. How this equation is coming, that is weight. Weight means nothing but volume multiplied by g, volume multiplied by g multiplied by h, okay, and divided by area, sorry, uh, not volume multiplied by rho multiplied by g multiplied by sorry, that is weight. Volume multiplied by rho is equals to mass, volume multiplied by density, that is equals to mass, multiplied by g, that is equals to weight. And I am writing here weight is nothing but volume multiplied by rho multiplied by g. This is weight, as because volume multiplied by density, that is equals to mass. Mass multiplied by g, that is equals to weight. Now divided by area, that is equals to pressure. Now volume by area is nothing but the height, only height. Volume is the multiplication of three dimensions, length, breadth and height, divided by area. Area is the multiplication of two dimensions, that is length and breadth. Now divided by area is equals to, there is only h, and rho and g is there already. That's why the pressure is nothing but rho g h. This part you have already studied in your physics classes in school or first year maybe. And this rho g, another important term, this gamma, I am highlighting the part. This gamma is nothing but rho multiplied by g. Here rho is density and g is the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Now this gamma is actually specific weight or weight density of any object, that is equals to rho multiplied by g. This term gamma, unit weight, or maybe this term is termed as unit weight. Unit weight is nothing but this multiplication of density and acceleration due to gravity. This unit weight term you may study it in fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is there in this syllabus, in this semester or maybe previous semester, I don't know. But that unit weight you may study about this term gamma or unit weight in fluid mechanics. Now, this is the equation of pressure. And as the soil is obviously a mixed object or mixed sample, that's why the pressure equation is nothing but simple as other object or other samples, that is rho gamma gamma into g or rho g h. This is the equation for pressure for soil also. Now here, if you want to calculate earth pressure or pressure due to soil, then gamma or this rho will be equals to the density or unit weight of soil. Acha, I think you have studied this unit weight in previous semester soil mechanics class. You have a soil mechanics in previous semester. Okay, I forgot that. Okay, uh, that is unit weight and that is the equation of pressure due to soil. Now if there is a point beneath the soil surface at a depth of capital H, this H, then obviously the pressure due to that soil layer equals to rho GH or gamma H. Okay, this gamma H. Okay, now I think the pressure due to soil or the earth pressure, what is that thing, that is clear. Now coming to the next top part, that is lateral earth pressure. Now earth pressure is clear. If the concept of earth pressure or earth pressure due to soil, that is clear, then lateral means nothing but the earth pressure coming from the lateral direction or horizontal direction. In general concept, pressure is coming from vertical direction or normal direction. But in case of soil or liquid material, soil is not liquid, but if you take an example of some liquid or any substance where things or liquid materials are present, in those cases lateral pressure is there, lateral pressure exists. But in solids, if there is some solid object, in that case, in solid case, there will no lateral pressure or horizontal pressure like this. This pressure is coming from lateral direction or coming from this direction or maybe from this direction also, but coming from lateral direction. But this part if this part is purely solid, then there will no lateral pressure. Obviously that will be vertical solid object. For vertical solid object there will no lateral pressure, there will only the vertical pressure that is coming from vertical direction and acting on the plane at which the solid is placed. But in case of soil, or you may take an example of water. In case of water or any other liquid substance, you have I think you have studied in physics that the pressure in all the direction at any point in water or some liquid substance, that is equal in all the direction. You have studied that. That means obviously in liquid at any point there will be pressure acting from different directions, that is vertical direction, horizontal direction, or any angular direction. In all the directions pressure is acting on any point under some liquid. And obviously I think you can remember that in soil sample or in soil there is a part of liquid, that is there in the previous semester we have studied the three-phase system. There we have divided the soil sample into three phases: solid, liquid, solid, water and air. That means there is some part of water or some part of air, that those both the parts are fluid. And due to the characteristics of fluid, water and gases, water and air, the characteristics of fluid, there will be some lateral pressure due to vertical soil layer. Here in this figure, I think you can see the figure here. This part, this part, this part is soil, a soil column. This layer is soil, and here this is one new thing to you, that this is one retaining wall. Retaining wall, about retaining wall and the detailed details of retaining wall and structural details of retaining wall we will study in the next topic after earth pressure theory. And there are different types of retaining wall, all that you will study in the next topic in this chapter. But here you have to understand what is the function of retaining wall. Retaining wall is nothing but a wall that is constructed to retain the soil in a vertical space. This space is empty before the retaining wall has constructed. When this retaining wall is not there, obviously this soil column cannot be stand over this place. When you construct this type of structure, this type of retaining wall, and behind the retaining wall you can place this soil column or some soil over this surface. This is the function of retaining wall, that is to retain the soil behind that wall. Okay. Now, as there is the special characteristics of soil, as there are some parts of water and air in soil pores. That's why the lateral pressure coming from the lateral direction that will exert on the vertical edge or vertical back of this retaining wall. If there is no retaining wall, this part of soil cannot stand over this surface, and obviously as there is a retaining wall, this soil pressure will exert on the back surface of the retaining wall. This is the primary idea of earth surface. Okay, this is the lateral earth surface. This is all about lateral earth surface. Okay, now there are three different conditions related to the earth pressure. One is earth pressure at rest condition, one is earth pressure at active condition, and third one is, sorry, this is number 3. Third one is earth pressure at passive condition. Now, regarding the basic idea of these three conditions, that is when this retaining wall or this soil is at rest condition, means there is no movement due to this lateral earth pressure, then the condition is termed as earth pressure at rest condition, or the condition is actually termed as rest condition, at rest condition, and the earth pressure coming uh, from the lateral direction uh, at this condition, at the rest condition, is called earth pressure at rest condition. As we are discussing about at rest condition, that means there is no movement. Obviously, that means there is movement. There are movements due to this lateral soil pressure. Obviously, uh, otherwise there will no such type of condition at rest condition. Those movement conditions are these conditions, that is active conditions and passive conditions. Active condition is nothing but when the movement of this retaining wall due to this soil, due to this soil, or the soil is moving towards this retaining wall. That means towards this direction, from this to this direction. When the movement of the soil or the retaining wall is towards this direction, or those are moving this direction, that is direction of the earth pressure, that condition is called active condition, and the earth pressure at this condition is called earth pressure due to active condition, or earth pressure at active condition. Okay, and the passive conditions is nothing but the opposite condition of active condition, when the this retaining wall or the soil is moving towards this direction, that is opposite to the earth pressure, opposite to the direction of the earth pressure. In that case, the condition is called passive condition, and the earth pressure acting at that condition is called passive earth pressure, or earth pressure at passive condition. Okay, this is all about the basic idea of earth pressure. Now, there are so many mathematical things, numerical problems, and you have to understand all those things. But up to this is the basic idea about earth pressure, or lateral earth pressure maybe, because lateral earth pressure is the important thing in this module. Earth pressure. Vertical earth pressure is not so much important for this module. Vertical earth pressure means vertical pressure coming from the soil or coming from vertical direction due to the soil layer. That is not so much important. But lateral earth pressure, that is earth pressure coming from the lateral direction, that is very much important. Now, there are different numerical analysis and numerical equations of lateral earth pressure. These three different conditions, for these three different conditions, we have to derive all those things from the basic concept of shear strength of soil. That's why we have discussed shear strength of soil in the previous classes. Okay, so this is all about the basic idea of earth pressure theory. Now, if you have any confusion up to this, you can ask. If you have any query, you may ask. Now you may speak out.